It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and talking about each and every one of the new Rush cards added into NBA 2K24 MyTEAM today. Now, first thing I do want to go over and talk about is it's basically kind of very similar to what we saw last week. 2 Amis, 2 Diamonds, 2 Pink Diamonds, and then the Ultimate Galaxy Opal that is obviously there. In this week, it is James Worthy. Now, do I think James Worthy is going to be as good as Austin Reeves was last week? Probably not. But I do think the card is going to be very solid at that. So we're going to be going over talking about some of these cards. Do think the potential for some of these cards definitely is there. I just hope the grind is somewhat reasonable. I feel like the grind for Austin Reeves, yes, they did extend it for another week, which was needed. But I feel like the grind can't be, super long, super hard. So I guess we'll have to see, again, what that looks like and go from there. Now, let's start it off with Amethyst. Gradey D, 6'6", 6'8", wingspan, 89 3-ball, 88 speed, got a 90 lateral quickness, which is solid. Hall of Fame posterizer, catch, shoot, blow by defensively. Hall of Fame gold 94 feet, ankle braces, challenger. My thing with him is, he's fine. You're looking at a 6'6" shooting guard that can shoot, play decent defense, dunk the ball. Like, there's really not that many flaws. What does the release look like? I guess we'll have to just kind of see. Bronze dribble style is fine. The thing I really like about him is he's got 55 base badges. And I know people are going to be like, Ty, he's only got 3 Hall of Famers. I get it. And sure, if you want to, make that a negative for you guys, whatever. But he's got 3 Hall of Fame badges. Can we be that mad at Gradey? 6'6" for budget guys. He's got 3 or 55 base badges. Yes, 3 only on Hall of Fame. Is a little like, I wish he had maybe some more. But I like this card overall for being a budget guy, at least stat-wise, at least badge-wise. Now, I'm going into shoot-around here on my console, looking at his release, and I'll say it, I don't necessarily love his release. It's not unusable, though. His release kind of reminds me of Scottie Pippen's last year, or not last year, 2 years ago. Whenever Scottie Pippen had that slow release, if you guys remember, maybe it was 2 years ago, had that slow kind of set shot type of release. It was fine, it just was on that slower side of things. That's what Gradey's does remind me of. Laphonso Ellis up next. Let's start with the release. Wayne Ellington base with the Gary Clark upper on normal timing with pro dribble style normal leaner. Not the biggest fan of that. Badge-wise, again, 54 base badges. I am a fan of that. Again, there are some obviously downsides to these cards, but we're looking at Hall of Fame rebound chaser, blow by posterizer, an 85 3-1, 90 speed, 90 lateral quickness, great driving dunk, can handle the ball. He's got some things going for him, can play the 3. The only thing for me when I'm looking at Laphonso Ellis is just the fact that I wish his release was a little bit better. The Wayne Ellington base, to me, is super troll. It's not a release I can sit here and hype up too much. So that's the one thing for me when I'm looking at Laphonso Ellis that is going to prevent me from hyping him up anymore. I don't think the card's horrible. Don't think he's unusable. But that's the one thing is just wish his release was a little bit better. Matt Harping up next, 6'7". 6'10 wingspan, hot spots forever, 95 3-ball, 85 speed, or 85 driving dunk, 88 speed of ball, 86 ball. I know 89 speed, good interior perimeter. Shooting badges, fantastic. Agent 3, blinders, catch, shoot, quarter specialist, dead eye, limitless range, a spot, a finder. Does come with some great defensive badges as well. Now, one thing I don't like about this card compared to the last couple is for his series of diamond, he's only got 51 base badges. Why do the Amis have more badges total than the diamond Matt Harping? Badges, he's going to need fast feed. He's going to need probably brick wall chase than artist possibly. Going to need speed booster. Like, you're going to have to apply some badges to the card. Nas Reed base on normal timing as well with pro dribble style normal leaner. This card's not horrible. I think this card has potential, but I don't love his release. He's got good size, decent versatility, but I feel like if he needed just a slightly better release, and maybe you guys can look at me and be like, Ty, come on, man, we've got to hype 2K up when they give us a decent card like this. But it's just like his release is so mid. You gotta think about it. A shooting guard with the Nas Reed base, I just don't know if I'm the biggest fan of it. I know his 3 ball is high. I know defensively he's really good, but I just wish his release was slightly better. Markelle Fultz up next, 6'4", 6'10 wingspan, hot spots from both corners and the top of the key. Markelle Fultz base, debug dribble style, pro leaner. So First thing I want to say is Markelle Fultz is going to be 6'4". He's going to have great, obviously, playmaking badges. We kind of know that. Hall of Fame blow-by, Hall of Fame speed booster. Defensively, Hall of Fame 94 feet, challenger, clamps glove, and right stick ripper at 6'4". So those couple of things, you're probably looking at him and you're like, okay, this card can go out there, play, and compete at a really high level. Even shooting-wise, comes with limitless range, comes with a 93 ball, 95 driving dunk. I'm looking at things right now and I'm thinking this card can absolutely play. Release-wise, absolutely fantastic as well. I'm telling y'all right now, with Markelle Fultz, you've got something here at 6'4". Is his release, the best in the game? I don't know if it's that good, but it is really solid. Even on normal timing, debug dribble style. This card's going to be really, really good for us in my team. Hard and dribble moves as well. I'm telling y'all, Markelle Fultz is going to be fantastic. If he's an easy grind, definitely a card I'd recommend you guys picking up. Michael Cooper up next, 6'7", 6'8" wingspan, hot spots from both corners, 93 ball, 93 speed, 94 interior, 98 perimeter, 98 lateral quickness, Hall of Fame catch shoot corner specialist, Jalen Brunson release, which is fantastic. Great defensively. This card is it in my team. I'll say it, last week with the rush set, you basically had a top heavy drop. You had Austin Reeves, and then from there it wasn't that great. This set, even if it was, let's say, 14 hours in 2 weeks, I wouldn't be as mad because Michael Cooper is good, Markelle Fultz is good, Matt Harping can play. Like, we're seeing a lot of guys that can play, and it's different from last week where you had Jaren who was okay, you had Austin Reeves who was good, but that was really it from it. So I feel like, you get some really good cards if you do decide to go and grind this whole thing. Michael Cooper might be the best card we see out of everyone, and that's even including James Worthy, possibly. I don't know exactly what James Worthy's looking like. If that release of Worthy's gets sped up, I think he's got, the John Wall base maybe. If that gets sped up, he's obviously maybe going to be better. But I do really like Michael Cooper. Good release. Basic dribble style is kind of troll, but if you use him as a 3-and-D type guy, he is going to be just fine in my team. Victor Oladipo up next. I needed to see a change in release. Let's start with it. Why? Victor Oladipo's release is not great. His dribble style is not great. And I would say it's not that big of a deal, but he's only 6'3". I know defensively he's going to have basically every badge you could ask for in the entire game. I get that. Even playmaking, shooting-wise, he's decent. But I just wish that release was a little quicker. And it's one of those things. Stat-wise, you can't get much better. 96 3-ball, 95 speed, 96 lateral quickness, decent interior, great perimeter, good driving deck, great playmaking. Like, I like what Victor Oladipo provides. It's just he's only 6'3". Dribble style, not great. There's a limit to how much I can hype him up. Last, certainly not least, a big game of James Worthy. Start with this. James Worthy, 68 base badge. Yep, 68 of them things. 6'9", 7-foot wingspan at the 3. Hotspots from both corners and the wings. 89 3-ball, 94 speed, good interior perimeter, good lateral quickness. Badge-wise, absolutely elite. You look at his defensive badges, you're like, oh my gosh, Ty, this James Worthy is going to do it on the defensive end of the court. And guess what? You're right. I mean, defensively, it's going to be probably the best part about this card. But don't sleep on his offense. You give him, bailout, you give him ankle brace, open looks. He is one of the most complete small forwards in the entire game. Meanwhile, he's got the John Wall base on quick, which is so elite in its own right. MJ dribble style, Trey is size up, normal leaner. This card is one of your best small forwards in the entire game. He is. I mean, so if he is the same grind as Austin Reeves, I'm going to say it. I think James Worthy's worth it. And here's the difference. If you get James Worthy, you get Michael Cooper. He's top 10 in his position, in my opinion. Markelle Fultz, probably close to top 10. You get a lot of good guys in this as well, and that's the big difference between this week and last week. And then to top it off with Big Game James, who I think is one of the best small forwards in the entire game for absolutely free. This is a good drop. The way people are gotta look at it is, this is your new Friday drop. Gameplays, hopefully I can get these cards for a reasonable timeline. Hopefully I can get you guys a couple of gameplays today, because these cards really do have my excitement. That's gonna wrap it up for our video today, guys. You guys can let me know your thoughts on this drop down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.